Our other big story at 6, a lot of unanswered questions about what went down overnight inside a home in the north end of Newport News. The scene, Stallings Court, where 3 men lost their lives. Police identified the victims as 61-year-old Alvin Holliday, 60-year-old Monroe McGilvery Jr., and 36-year-old Derek Jones. Investigators are still piecing together everything that happened before the gunfire that resulted in those men's deaths. We have 2 reports for you on this morning's triple homicide. Michelle Wolf has more from neighbors about the vast police presence and what they saw. But first, 10 on your side's Andy Fox with what police are saying about what they know so far. Andy?
Newport News Police Chief Steve Drew thinks this case will boil down to 2 things: narcotics and a vicious argument. And today he sat down with reporters to fill them in. At his news conference, Newport News Police Chief Steve Drew spoke about motive in the case.
When we get to the bottom of everything, I think we're going to have 2 things blended together. I think we're going to have a narcotics situation, and I think we're going to have an argument, and somehow those 2 things blend together.
The house where people died is not unfamiliar to police. In the last year, they have been called to the home 7 times, not including the call. 3 people dead.
7 calls for service over an extended time frame. Besides last night, 2 calls of public assistance, 2 calls of stolen vehicle, disorderly conduct, possible suicide, and then an individual with some breathing difficulty.
36-year-old Derek Jones, his former wife, Jennifer Jones Futrell.
Nobody deserves to be murdered. Nobody deserves to lose their life, no matter what the situation is. I want them to find his killer.
The chief does not think what happened was a random act, would not discuss suspects, thinks the community is safe. However,
any individual in any community that would take the life of someone, let alone 3, inside a residence, that causes me great concern.
Now, the chief confirms marijuana and cocaine found in the house would not discuss when we asked any weapons found, would not discuss that. He also praised his law enforcement team for quickly getting on this case, taking care of the house, and moving forward in this investigation. A lot of moving parts to it. In Newport News, Andy Fox, 10 on your side.
Andy, thank you. Now we'll switch to 10 on your side's Michelle Wolf. She's live in the neighborhood where the shootings happened. Michelle, what are you hearing from neighbors there?
Chris, people here are in disbelief and tell us that this is very out of character for this neighborhood. A family that lives next door was startled last night when they heard gunshots and set off their security alarm. We spoke with the couple's daughter, Antonia Burton, whose children often played with the children next door. When Burton found out 3 men were shot to death inside the house next to where her parents live, she was in shock.
Well, it's very startling because whatever happened inside could have very well happened outside. And, these walls are, paper thin. They don't build houses like they used to. And so, we're very fortunate that, they're safe and, that no kids were involved in, what happened last night.
Now, police have not yet named a suspect. Follow along with us on air and online for updates tonight. Live in Newport News, Michelle Wolf, 10 on your side.
Michelle, thanks. Sure, a lot of questions in that neighborhood, a lot of investigation still to be done. And of course, we'll continue to follow this story and post any updates for you as we get them on wavy.com.